With Mike, the Joker Guymon, who recently defeated fighter Anthony Lapsley in a brutal 5-round championship fight for the King of the Cage welterweight belt, winning by an impressive arm triangle. Congratulations, Mike. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Um, in your fight with Anthony Lapsley, what was your game plan? And did you make any adjustments in your training for him?
I knew he's a tough wrestler, and just from the tape I've seen, he's just super athletic and explosive. I just tried to prepare as best as I can for someone like that. I worked on my cardio, my conditioning, strength, and then wrestled with Mark Munoz, since I had pulled in some great guys to wrestle with because I knew that was his strong point. He had 14 victories going into the fight, and 10 of them were won by submission.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to be on down there. And that's the place I like being, is on the ground. So, yeah, it was all ground preparation and cardiovascular training.
On February 26th, you're scheduled to fight Joaquim Spirit Wolf at the San Manuel Casino in Riverside, California. What are your thoughts on this matchup, and do you see any weaknesses in his game that you can potentially exploit?
I don't know too much about him. I know that during his fight, he had a hard time on the ground with a wrestler, Ricky Legier, who he knocked out. His hands, I think, is his strong point from what I'm seeing, and then his ground's his weak point, and I just want to take him to his weakest spot. A little art of war there.
Perfect. With the success in the cage that you've had recently, the success of the fighters that train here at your gym, and the success of your gym as well, have you had to raise the bar any, and what's next for the Joker?
What's next in raising the bar? Just being a student of the game, realizing that you got it, you stay open-minded and keep learning, whether it's the wrestling, striking, or the jiu-jitsu. If you're not trying to increase your knowledge in those aspects and trying to make those into a flow, transition them well with each other in the fight, you're going backwards. Someone out there is going to be putting it together better than you are, and they're going to beat you. So our main thing here is keep an open mind, learn as much as you can with the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the striking, and put it into a flow where you can put it together and it works for you.
Nice. A lot of the new fans at MMA just getting started, or just starting to get acquainted with you and starting to learn about you. For them, how did you get started in MMA?
I have no idea how I got started.
Okay.
No, it was more of, I was a baseball player. Love the team aspect and just the camaraderie of training. A very competitive athlete. And when I got out of baseball, I didn't have any of that. I didn't have that drive or anything. And martial arts is something I always kind of gravitated towards. I loved watching them, seeing them, and participating in them. And it just kind of carried over, and I started fighting professionally and made it into a school. And I've got everything I wanted, that competition and the camaraderie and those bonds you have with a team. Even though it's just me in a cage alone when I'm fighting, it's a team that got me there,
Yeah.
Training partners and just students in general.
So kind of from baseball to MMA.
Yeah, pro baseball to pro fighting, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I did it. I don't know why I did it that way, but it worked out.
And how do you see the sport evolving in 10 years from now with youngsters being so good so early?
Oh, it's going to be at a totally another level. When I first started fighting was in 99. You could get away with being one-dimensional or two-dimensional. Nowadays, if you're not three-dimensional, there's no business being in the cage. And the champions everybody's at just another level, And now these kids are coming up training wrestling and jiu-jitsu and striking. It's like, I'm scared. I wouldn't want to fight them. In 10 years from now, they're going to be freaking whooping my butt. I'll be an old man. I already am an old man, but yeah.
And who was your first match, and what organization was that fight with?
Zach Tunage, and it was in Cage Combat, and it was in 99.
Uh-huh. And then what were you feeling? What was it like, and what was the emotion? What did you feel?
I was too stupid to understand what I was getting into. And I was like, yeah, bring it on. I don't care who I fight. I'll fight Godzilla. I'll go right through him. Bring it on. Da-da-da-da. Now I know better. Now, I'm like worried, about what's going to happen in the fight. I know what could be done to the body. I know what happens when you get hit a certain way, and I'm scared about that stuff, and I'm terrified.
Here at Fightstage, we like to give our fans and your fans a little bit of a personal side about you. So we're gonna go through a bonus round here. What's your what's your favorite animal?
Monkeys. I love monkeys. You know.
Yeah. Okay, and favorite color?
Monkeys. Black.
Okay. What's your favorite restaurant in the world?
Favorite restaurant? No, man, you can't even ask me that. There's too many. I love food. I love all food.
Gotcha.
Sushi, friggin' sushi. I love it. I'd rub it all over my body if I could. And pizza, Mexican food, anything. I love food. So.
Are you a Mac or PC?
You know what? I'm PC, but I'm actually going to be buying a Mac, and I think I'm switching to Mac. Because you don't get as many viruses on the internet porn, and like I get all these little red bumps all over my screen.
Yeah,
and it's disgusting. You know.
Now, if you weren't a fighter, what do you think you would be doing?
I'd be working in a movie theater doing the popcorn machine.
Okay.
Not doing the popcorn machine,
Right.
but working the popcorn machine.
Okay, and is it a rock or rap for you?
Rack.
Okay, one more. Blondes or brunettes?
At the same time, dude. Why go one or the other? We have both. Come on.
Now, here's our last question. If you were deserted on an island, what would be the one thing you take with you?
The blonde and the brunette.
Perfect. And if you want, you can shout out to your sponsors or.
I just want to thank all the people who got me here. You know, my friends, family, students, my partner Andre Julian, Lexani RVP. DFS, Boneheads, Labeled Insane, all you guys, Bike Religion, Scott Bikes, you guys, without you guys I couldn't have got here, and I love you to death. And the fans, Jesus, no. Scratch everything I just said there. The fans, you guys are what this is all about. And I'm not saying just me, if we fighters didn't have you guys, I wouldn't have a job. I'd be humping the popcorn machine in a movie theater.
Thank you very much with Mike the Joker Guymon. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.